The Podical sound.
Podcast, you can't win. Talking a good game, you can't win. Topics never lame, you can't win. Win.
Watch your average Joseph. Marvelous.
It's ridiculously funny, but funny.
Welcome back to the best no judgment zone space in the world. Neither one of us have any law degrees. I am President Marvelous.
You president in this day and time? Listen, man.
With the weight of all on my shoulder, that's why they
man.
call me Hova. I'm far from being God, but I work goddamn hard.
I'm underground so fucking marvelous. Because this one, he gonna be the decoy.
Like
I'm gonna lay low for him. And you know what I mean? Yeah.
And we are the Podical Sons. So let's start the show.
Let's start the show.
How you feeling?
I feel good, man. I feel good.
That's
Yeah,
what's up. That's
yeah,
what's
man.
up.
That smile on my face, happy and shit. The world's gone to shit, but I'm smiling.
You're supposed
I'm
to.
smiling, man.
You're supposed to.
You have to.
Why does the world go through shit when it's not affecting your fucking world?
Exactly.
No further questions. To the folks at home, welcome.
Welcome.
The new ones, welcome you. You're in store for some stuff.
Yes. And first, because you're gonna be in store for some stuff. So first, let me say, with all due respect, condolences to those who have lost their life in the current situation that's happening now. And
Thoughts and prayers to Ethiopia and Eritrea.
and
Not that situation. The slavery situation in Libya. Not that situation.
Not that situation. Not that
shit,
situation.
the black people getting killed by the cops in America. Not that situation.
Not that situation. Not that
my bad,
situation.
my bad.
Not that
Go
situation.
ahead,
Because
go
we're gonna touch upon
Go
those right now, but
Go ahead.
I want to get this out the way
Mm.
because y'all might not like what we have to say, but it's gonna be said, and that's that, and that's that. Do we start with it or we go light first?
Well, I mean, it's your world. I just live in it. I'm just here for the chips and dip.
I'm
Here for the chips and dip, and the horde divorce,
and the horde divorce.
the horde divorce.
All right, well, we got all the greetings and salutations out the way.
Yeah.
Call to action out the
Call to
way.
action, like, comment, subscribe. Ask the sons, keep submitting the questions. Do find us and stuff on social medias and stuff. Send your questions there. Put in the website, podicalsons.com. All streaming platforms possible. If you don't see these faces and stuff on there, it ain't the Podical Sons.
It ain't the Sons.
All right, go ahead.
And do remember, we see y'all, but remember to subscribe so you get that notice when the episodes drop so you don't miss anything. All right? So, all right. Where do we go from here?
I would like to go with the polls.
You like to go to the polls?
Polls are fun. Polls are fun.
Let's go to the polls.
Let's go with the poll. So that first poll of the week and stuff was, who hides their feelings better, men or women? And 58% said men. Do you agree? Do you disagree?
I don't think we hide our feelings better.
Mm-hmm.
I just think we were probably worse at expressing our feelings. I'll say that.
Oh, explain on that. Speech on that.
Because I don't know. I think it's because from when you were younger,
Mm-hmm.
we've always been taught not to
Big boys don't cry.
exactly right. So as opposed to letting it out, we'll keep it in and just harbor it. Whereas women have no problem. Well, most women have no problems to just find a shoulder to cry on and just let it all out.
So then men still hide their feelings. Because if they really want to cry, then they're...
Yeah, well, I guess you can. I guess you can.
Somewhere to...
I guess you can say it. If you put it like that, then yes. But I don't know. Is it hiding, or are you just afraid to say something? Can that be one and the same?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I want to say, you can come to a point where if you're out and about somewhere and say something like disturbed you or troubled you and everything like that.
Right.
And I think in general, to save face, men and women,
Yeah.
they'll probably try to reserve their situation, like, how that event or whatever took place made them feel. But I feel like it comes to a point where if it's a situation where it's like that deep and disturbing,
Yeah.
I feel like a woman would have an okay space to kind of just let the feelings just come up to the top.
Right.
and cry. So let's say if it's like a horrific car accident and stuff, men and women witnessed it, and let's say, you know, I'm gonna go dark. Let's say some kids died in a car accident.
Right.
They're witnessing this and they're seeing like the kids' body parts are like mangled and they're seeing it and stuff like that. They'll look at it stuff like, you know, it's okay for a woman to feel like that nature nurturer type of thing.
Right.
And if she's like, oh my gosh, these babies and somebody's babies and stuff just died and everything. And if the guy was like, oh my God, somebody's babies and stuff just died, they might look at him like, all right, dry those tears to come help us do some shit. Anything like that. Yeah. While we let the woman and stuff have her moment fully and they still expect the men to do
we need you to be here.
Like,
shut all your emotions down and come and help.
Okay, even like the current state of stuff of like what that world is stuff on that side of stuff before like it trickles over to here. Like, who's to say how many men really said like they bought this life to be a soldier? Now you were a regular civilian, and now you got to pony up and stuff and not be soldier and shit. When there might have been a chick and stuff like, I wish a motherfucker would, like a kitchen cabinet. Where the gun at?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They want the man to act like that, but the man's like, yo, dog, like, I'm a librarian. I don't want to do this. I
was cleaning cow shit like 2 days ago.
You know what I'm saying? So I feel like, like men have to just hide their feelings a lot more than women, to me.
Okay.
A lot more than women, to me, and stuff like that. Because I feel like we're still at the point in the world, my opinion, where, yo, you see a guy crying and stuff like that. Me, when I see a guy crying, I'm like, oh shit. It takes a lot to make a man cry out loud.
Yes.
So I feel like most of the time I'm already scared. It's like trying to defuse a bomb, but the bomb suit.
Right.
You see a man just crying there, whatever. You're like, shit. Do you ask him what's going on? You know, do you cut the red wire, the blue wire?
Yeah,
You're like,
it might be something you don't want to hear.
Right.
Yeah. When
be
you
like,
see him crying.
You go in there with the pliers, like, are you okay? You about to make the cut? She took everything from me. Be like, all right. That's not the wire. That's not the wire.
It's cool.
All right,
It's cool.
it's
Back it up a little bit.
Can I get you a warm beverage to kind of calm you down? To you want to talk about it?
Yeah.
Fuck everybody. I hate the world. Be like, okay. But if a woman and stuff is to have that feeling, like, you're a beautiful woman. Even if she looks like a tree monster. You're a beautiful woman.
Yes.
Like, this fish in the sea. Yeah, it's going to feel. Love will come again. Like,
right.
So that's what I feel and stuff on that aspect. Oh, shit. I did some magic tricks.
Just go in here. And we're back, ladies and gentlemen.
It was Freaky Friday. Whoa! See, we have fun. Okay. So the next poll. See, a little lighter.
A little lighter.
Are you inviting Kanye or Marion West to your barbecue?
Kanye Amarion West?
Amari.
Oh.
Amari West.
To my barbecue?
Yeah.
This is all ages barbecue.
How are your barbecues, kind sir? I don't know. You have adults only barbecues?
Adults only barbecue?
You have adult only barbecues?
I would invite Kanye.
Oh, not the family show?
No, not the family show.
Oh, some motherfuckers is picky now.
Yeah. No, because at the adult barbecue, oh, Kanye gonna be a riot. Kanye gonna be a riot. Whether good or bad, whatever he do, it's gonna be a riot.
59% said hell yeah, they're inviting Kanye. I'm on another position and saying hell no.
You ain't inviting Kanye?
No. I think, like I said, I was in the beginning when Kanye first came out to like the public. I want to say I was a Kanye stan. Like, you know, you had Eminem stan. I was a Kanye stan, you know? He had deeper meaning to his words. Hell, he won the Grammy for Jesus Walks, all that type of stuff. Everybody else was talking about selling dope. You know, he had more of a spoken word type of thing.
Really good album.
It was relatable.
Really good album.
You know what I'm saying? At the time I was in college, I'm like, I'm not trying to be a college dropout, but you
get it. You get it.
You know, I get it. You know what I'm saying? I get some of these things and stuff like that. Bush don't like black people.
Yeah.
I was like, whew. Long as somebody said on a main stage, we could just run with that.
Right.
But then I realized, like, yo, this man from what I see, my POV is the antics. He's about the antics. I'm scared for the antics.
Scared for the antics.
So at my barbecue,
and that's why I say an adult barbecue. I'd be scared to have him at a family kid-friendly function. Yes. But at an adult barbecue where people are liable to lose their minds anyway, he might fit in.
No, I know some rowdy rebel ones.
Some rowdy rebel
that would they looking for action. They looking for somebody to cuss out. Because some people like they have the quote unquote resting bitch face. So they go there and stuff. You're like, got a fucking celebrity at this barbecue, or these people think they're special and stuff, whatever. Of all fucking celebrities, they bring this Kanye West moron and stuff to this bitch. And then like Smooth start going off, whatever. He's like, hold on, Smooth. I know you thought you had the best chicken, but the neighbor across the street barbecue had the better chicken. What the fuck? Bitch, if you don't get the fuck out and go over it. No.
Listen, man.
No.
As long as Kanye comes with a housewarming gift, he's more than welcome.
He is a housewarming gift. He's gonna come with nothing.
He's more than welcome to my barbecue.
He's gonna come with nothing.
He's gonna come with something.
You think, yay.
He's gonna come with potato salad.
Who gonna make it? The new chick, the Julia Fox?
No, he gonna get his lady to make it.
He gonna get all of that?
He gonna get all of that.
I don't know.
You don't think so?
I don't know. I don't. You know. What is it? WWJ was WWJD? Is it what would Jesus do? WWKD. What would Kanye do? I'm a little afraid of all of that, so I'm not taking those penitentiary chances like you guys and stuff. Whatever. You guys are great. Support you guys. I'll come to your barbecue. Have my phone on deck. I just have it like this. I eat and drink.
Right.
My phone on deck. Like, why for it? Like, Kim makes better potato salad. Like, crikey, he goes again, Mike. He goes again, Mike. He's gonna do some shit.
But I mean, what if Kim got a bomb ass potato salad though, and he's telling the truth?
You really think Pete Davis? Pete Davis is gonna let Kim make?
I'm just saying
for Kanye to take to another barbecue.
I mean, you never know. I mean,
You're wishing on a star because that's the bullshit.
Listen, right now, if the mountains opened up and dinosaurs walked out that bitch, I wouldn't be surprised.
Oh, the way how the world's going on? Yeah. Okay. Well, all right. Okay. We'll get to the elephant in the room. Let's okay. So, tell me your thoughts on this Russia-Ukraine thing. How you feel? How do you feel?
I really actually don't feel anything at all.
Oh, okay. That's what's up.
Yeah.
And you're entitled to feel like that.
Yeah. I mean, this is not the first war we're experiencing. No. It's not going to be the last war that we're experiencing.
They make it seem like it's the only conflict. I think I feel like the social media world makes it seem like it's the only conflict that's been happening in the world within the past few years since COVID.
There's conflicts happening right now besides that conflict itself, right? So I look at it from the perspective of these guys been fighting since 2014, right? Now that Putin says he's gonna come in and is it sovereign grant sovereignty?
Yeah.
To that 1/3 of Ukraine, which is pro-Russian, had been pro-Russian. The fact that he's gonna come in and say he's gonna annex this part and protect those people. They don't want him to just have that part. This is what we're seeing. There was no. This has been going on. All of a sudden, now that he says, okay, we're gonna defend. I'm gonna step in here. I'm supposed to care about it now.
So I guess the world's trying to make people like, what do you think the media powers is to be? Because you're a conspiracy theorist. What do you think the media powers wants people to feel? Do the media wants people to take a side? Do you want them to make you feel angry? Do you want you to feel empathy? What do you think?
Media's doing their job.
Meaning what?
Meaning
they just
the media for who's pro-Russian is going to give you the pro-Russian side.
Like the RT.
The RT. Okay. The media that is everything else is going to give you the Ukrainian side. Right?
Mm.
But what you never really hear from is like a good amount of people, like a sample size portion.
What do you mean?
People on the ground, because that's who's experiencing everything. That's who's seeing everything, right?
So you're saying media side?
Media wise.
Well, do you have Vice for that, right? Like you have people like Vice and
right?
Other
How is Vice there? How in deep is Vice right now at this moment?
So Vice.
Hold on. Before we even go there,
mm-hmm.
right? People have been complaining about Vice, saying ever since Vice has been bought out,
mm-hmm.
it's biased. So even with Vice being there, a lot of people have shunned away from getting that on the ground news from Vice.
So then that's what I'm saying. So like my thing and stuff is that if you shun whatever,
yeah,
then you go get your own information.
You're gonna have to get your own information.
When I'm talking about you, set person and stuff, if you don't feel comfortable with like what you want to see on the groundwork, you take your ass there. Because my thing and stuff is that if it's a credible place where you can sue, they made a comment, not your average Joseph and stuff, whatever, sucks monkey dicks in South America. You know, you've never been to South America and stuff like that, whatever, right?
Right.
You're liable to sue Huffington Post for saying it's the defamation of character.
Yeah.
That's a reliable place.
Yes, it is.
If you can hold a lawsuit against them and stuff like that, whatever.
Yes.
That's a viable place.
Yes.
You can hold lawsuits against Vice.
Yes.
You can hold lawsuits against like CBS News.
Yes.
ABC
you can hold
News.
lawsuits against anybody, but
because the thing is stuff is that even like somewhere like a social media news, like the Shade Room, Hollywood Unlocked,
right?
Those things, no, because those are social media based platforms.
Yes, but
with opinions, that look like news.
If they're defaming your character, though, you still can sue them
to an extent.
I don't know if they're defaming my character. I may not win if they have, you know what I mean, if they can say, hey, this wasn't a third. But if you flat out dissed my character to the point where other people are now like, let's say I'm a big entertainer, other people stop following me and I lose money over it. Hell yeah, I'm gonna sue Vice.
Well, the thing is, okay, so I'll tell you what. So even with the Shade Room and stuff like that, those places, those online vlogs, their thing and stuff is they just post, and what I noticed about the language that they use, they find the common jargon that's used across like the media, like I want to say the media outlets in general.
I call it lawyer speak.
Lawyer speak. We'll call it that. With that language and stuff, they just basically make the posts.
Right.
They let the people fuel it.
Yes.
So that the people fuel it and everything like that. And their thing and stuff is that we just posted it. We don't control the comments. All we can do is disable the comments. So if you come at lawsuit now, we can tell you like, we do apologize, but we can't control what these millions of people have been saying about you.
Yeah.
So all we can do is delete the post. Yeah. You can't sue them after that.
In a case like that, no.
Right.
But if they have said something defamatory towards me,
of course.
Yeah, of course. By all means.
Regular citizen, you can sue like that.
So now
I'm suing these chicks call me for the highway, by the way.
The highwayman. So now they're fighting, right? Mm-hmm. You got Putin reminds me of like a wrestler.
Okay. Old school wrestling?
Yeah, like one of them old school wrestlers.
Okay.
Yeah. I feel like whenever he's like doing his exercise and he got his shirt off, he's in that old school wrestling man type mode. Majority of these players over there, they're like ex-Kremlin people. Mm-hmm. From the Ukrainian side to the Russian side. And a lot of people are and like I said, a lot of people, is just because of the news cycle, think this is something that is new. people have forgotten that Crimea wasn't that long ago.
No, they took, but see, Democrats and liberals, they're soft. They're soft. Every now and then you might see, I want to say Obama has probably been the last Democrat where like shit got done, like people getting bombed up and some shit like that. Other than that, Democrats, they don't. Republicans, they bring that smoke.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
So because the Democrats and stuff like that, they don't want no problems. They soft and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Whenever the Democrats are in,
Yeah.
this is when the fuck shits from other countries and stuff tend to pop off, especially like Russia. You have superpowers like US, China, UK, right? Not knocking Canada, but Canada, they too passive. Too passive.
You can't put super in front of Canada's power.
When you had the situation with Crimea,
Right.
Obama's in office.
Right.
Trump got in office, you heard nothing from Russia.
But you said, what was it?
The colluding.
The
colluding. But no war.
Right.
No
Yeah.
nothing.
Yeah.
They took Crimea under things wing.
Right.
Kept quiet.
Yeah.
4 years of Trump.
Yeah.
Kept quiet.
Yeah.
Trump just left.
Yeah.
Just left January last year. And the shit was already starting up and stuff, whatever, right? January 2022. Shit's already refueling again. Who? Democrats back in office.
Yeah.
They soft.
Yeah.
They soft. This time they're coming for Ukraine. The longer the Democrats are being there and stuff, whatever, that's exactly what's going to pop off.
Well, while they're there, and whenever they're there, 2014 should be a reminder that this is nothing new.
Right, but the world didn't have social media to that present to let it give a fuck like that.
Well, and that's what I'm saying. So now all of a sudden we supposed to give a fuck? The Ukrainian army has been fighting rebel forces that, even though they're supposed to have a ceasefire since 2014.
Right.
It's been an ongoing thing.
Yeah.
So now, again, now that Putin has said, okay, you know what? I'm going to step in because these are pro-Russian guys that you've been, although it's been said, and I think so too, that Russians have been sending soldiers over there to back that pro-Russian army. I'm pretty sure that's a given. But now that he's coming in full force, the rest of the world, they're like, well, where were you up until this point? Or you were Republicans? You were Republicans.
I look at it like this. Follow the money.
Yeah.
I always tell people,
you gotta follow.
You have to follow the money.
You gotta follow the money.
But not everybody does.
Yeah.
Because if you're leading with emotions and stuff, or like empathy and everything like that, you might be clouded by missing where the money goes.
Well, I mean, it's easy to fall into that trap because that's what they're showing you in the news. They're showing you families and kids being bombed. So your first immediate reaction is to have empathy.
Of course.
Right.
But
any human, any human with feelings, first reaction would be to have
in
empathy.
order to be a human being, you have to have humanity.
Right.
If you just live on the planet and you don't have any humanity, you're called an earthling.
There you go.
People, even if they don't follow the money and they get ruled by the emotions,
Yes.
right? The first thing they ask and stuff when they leave with the emotions is, how could this happen? It's still gonna bring you right back to the question. Like, follow the money.
Right back to the questions.
Right. So if we realize where the money is going, or how the money thing is working, then that's it. We said it last week with the Sha'Carri thing. We're like, there's a bigger play going on. Why you have this Russian figure skater popping off, and then you have this American girl who smoked weed and stuff, whatever. She got banned, but she didn't. The chick got caught with the doping thing.
Yeah.
There's like bigger plays and stuff going on. So we need to people just follow the money. Look at some shit. Like, I'm not telling you to stay woke, but you need sleep. But
yeah,
that's one aspect.
Money and again, history, right? Because history does repeat itself in most cases. And you'll find out
how so in this case? Because Kiev was the capital of the Soviet Union.
Kiev was the capital of the Soviet Union. And then
when
1991 is when the Soviet Union was disbanded, right? And since then, Russia gave Crimea to Ukraine, right?
Mhm.
But Ukraine allowed Russia to still keep its military bases there, right?
Mhm.
So now, in between all of that, I don't know where the disconnect happened, but they started beefing with each other. This is nothing new. It's like, you know what I mean? It's like every night, it's only when there's something like dramatic happens, it surfaces. But then it goes under, and like I'm saying, this is not the only conflict that's happening right now.
No.
Right? If you just make it, and it's sad, but it takes something dramatic to happen. Like we don't know what happens in Africa till we hear how many people have been freaking murdered and a genocide is happening.
Man, I'm tired of people just out here pray for this place, pray for that place when your country and stuff got fucking issues that they need to solve and everything. Stop dealing with other people's other issues and stuff. You got to deal with your issue that's at your house. We have this issue right here in Canada with this trucker convoy shit and all that type of stuff.
Right.
Canadians should focus on that shit. Americans should be focusing this stuff. I'm not telling people what people to do, but Americans should focus on this whole thing. Why black people keep getting popped off and killed. And shit, look at the cop who walked off, who killed the kid last year and stuff, for the youngin'.
Yeah.
Her mugshot was a fucking smile. No one else saw a problem with that, whatever. And that's what I'm saying. Like, let's deal with our own issues and stuff. But my house is burning.
Yeah.
Why the fuck am I looking out the window and stuff? And I'm like, oh shit. Why is Smooth cutting his grass with her scissors for? She get a lawnmower. My shit's fucking burning over here. I got my own issues over here. Why am I focusing on that?
Well, I mean, it's easy for us to say, right?
Mm-hmm.
But then within the last few times that I've seen anything in regards to Trudeau, all he's been talking about is Ukraine. So now it's the Canadian people who now have to hold their government accountable. Like, okay, yeah, shit is terrible in Ukraine, but we got problems here, just like how you said. You understand? Can we at least try and solve our problems here? Right? Yeah. Oh, and by the way, Mr. Prime Minister, when you're saying, hey, we need freedom and democracy for the people of Ukraine, I hope you're talking about the African people that are there too, eh? Like, I hope you're not calling out racism in the trucking convoy and then not calling it out over there. Because that's some bullshit.
Because what's what works for you? What's tailored to you? Like, I mean, that's the song and dance. I look at where, like, pertaining to this whole thing, I feel bad for, I want to say, the regular like citizens that, I want to say, they're too busy trying to just making it.
Yeah.
And then the whole world's uprooted and stuff. And now they have to now react to this.
What's happening?
Because I can picture that happening to me right now. So my heart and stuff goes to them. But then again, it's just like when you have people saying your leadership is shit. Like, you know, when people in America, if voting doesn't go to their way,
right?
Oh, we're going to Canada. Like, this is not your safe haven. Like, you know, when they do one of those things, it's like, oh, I'm sick of this. I'm gonna go and like Trudeau's fucking up. I'm gonna go somewhere else and everything like that.
Right.
So if it's like to that degree, fuck it, leave if you can. Leave if you can, and if you cannot and stuff, try and make the changes and stuff to implement your world towards the thing. Russian folks, when the man made it that he can sit as president for how long?
Yeah, but that should
y'all gotta leave.
That should have told you something.
Y'all gotta leave. Like I said, I've seen a few Vice things since like everything started with the invasion.
Right.
And I seen people and stuff in Russia, they're actually protesting and stuff like, please leave the Ukrainian people alone. We stand with Ukraine and all the above. You see it like frontline, you see them getting arrested and all the above. But I'm like, but the leader of the country saying like, yo, shut that shit up.
Mm-hmm.
So if that's how you feel, yo, take the flight out of Russia, take your ass to somewhere else, and let's hope that the sanctions. The word of the week, folks, is sanctions.
And let's hope You understand? Because at the end of the day, look, Putin ain't listening to you. There's people in his country that are pro for what he's doing.
Yeah, but would you?
So as long as the people, no, but if you have a country and you have people in it that's pro for what you're doing, right? If the majority is pro for what you're doing, you ain't gonna give a shit.
Are
what the
they
minority
though?
do.
Because like, if you were there and stuff, would you really speak up against Putin?
But this is what I'm. This is
I'm
what I'm
asking you.
saying,
I'm real talk. I'm asking you.
But this is what I'm saying though. We don't know because we're not there.
I get it, but I'm
We're
saying
there.
I'm hypothetical. I'm asking
Right.
you, if you were in that cabinet,
If I was
and
in that
you
cabinet.
were anti of what they were doing, whatever, would you really speak up?
If I was in that cabinet, would I speak up against Putin?
Yeah.
What cabinet? Or if I was if I was one of those people who were on the front line standing in it?
No, cabinet.
Nah, but I'm not in the cabinet though. If I was
But
just,
as
if I was just a
a
person,
hypothetical.
right?
You're a hypothetical. You're in things cabinet,
Yeah.
Putin's cabinet, and you're looking at it like, this shit is fucked. You're not with this. Are you going to speak up about this? Because most of them and stuff don't speak up because he will have you jailed.
Right.
He'll have you, prosecuted and all this type of stuff. And this is known. Like, even a music group, Pussy Riot. You haven't heard shit from them since Putin has been locking them up.
Yeah, but guess what though? Everybody that's left in this cabinet are pro Putin.
Right.
He's gotten rid of all of this, the dissidents and all of that.
But do you don't think people can have their own mind and stuff and say, like, you know what? Like, today, I woke up today. I didn't, like, you got dressed before me. You got dressed before me and stuff, whatever, right?
Right.
Or after me. You'd be like, yo, Marv has a red hoodie. You could have threw on a red shirt.
I could have.
But you did your own thing. And that's
Right.
the thing. You're still an individual with your own thoughts.
Yes.
And you don't have to agree with what they're saying.
I don't. Right.
Right.
But then again, what are we looking at? Right? Are they agreeing with the individual or are they agreeing with the party lines? Because there's a lot of people don't agree with the individual, but it's the party lines, so they'll roll with the party lines. We see that happen all the time.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
We see that
So that
happen.
means you will agree with Putin then.
Well, if I'm in the cabinet,
I asked you that question 2 minutes ago.
if I'm in the cabinet, I'm probably a pro Putin guy.
Right. And that's what I'm saying. Like, people in general, they
Right.
just won't speak up against him. So my thing is
People
stuff
in
is that,
general.
how do we know what, like, like, let's say, like, the word and stuff is saying, like,
Yeah.
people are pro Putin or
Right.
pro this and
Right.
anti.
Right.
Because if you speak up against him, you got the gulags waiting for you.
Yes, this is true. But you got to remember, right? We're sitting here. It's just like people speaking out against Trump when the whole thing, when Trump was president in the US, right?
Mhm.
But Trump, as bad as he was, did some good for the country.
Right.
Putin is in the same predicament. When he took over Russia, Russia was in a way worse state than it is today.
But Putin's pull and Trump has pulled two different things because let's say, for example, I think it was Kathy Griffin.
Mm.
Kathy Griffin, a comedian, legit had like a whole fake Donald Trump head cut off and all the above.
Yes.
She didn't see one day in jail. She didn't see that one day in jail for that.
No,
But that's what I'm saying. Like I said, again, you bring it back to Pussy Riots, them being a celebrity kind of group.
Right.
They even said a few things to speak about Putin and stuff, whatever.
Right.
They're still locked the fuck up to this day. So that's what I'm saying. Like, you can't say like Trump and stuff is in the same category because people have been anti-Trump like since before he even got into the position.
Yes.
But Trump hasn't had people jailed for that.
Right.
He's just like, well, if you don't like me, fuck you. I'm gonna just do my thing.
No, and
MAGA.
there's going to be anti-Putin people, but I'm also saying there's going to be, because of what he's done in Russia, there's going to be pro-Putin supporters.
Mm-hmm. Of course there are.
There's
Of
no doubt
course.
in that.
I look at it like this. My next question to you and stuff is that you start World War III or do you sacrifice a country?
I'm all for sacrificing the country.
Give me a high five. Ukraine thoughts and prayers.
And here's why. And here's why I'm all about sacrificing the country.
Go ahead.
Because I'm watching something that's not supposed to happen. I'm watching a brother fight another brother.
Interesting. Go in.
Like I said, like we were talking before, prior to this, 1991,
Right.
before the dismantling of the Soviet Union,
Mhm.
They were all Soviet Union people, right? No borders in between them. They traveled amongst each other freely. They had family members in different... These people are closer to each other than anybody else in the world, right? Now, all of a sudden, you guys got borders in between you. And now, because the borders are in between you, you let the government change y'all? Now, I'm supposed to be mad. I'm supposed to be paying attention for y'all be fighting each other.
But it's the same thing to be said about so many countries, neighboring countries that are close by, like Israel, Palestine, Eritrea, and Ethiopia. You know what I'm saying? Like that was one. That place was like one place.
Yeah.
I have a friend. She was actually born in. It was just now the capital of Eritrea, Asmara.
Right.
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 But she tells everybody she's Ethiopian. Because everything that was divvied up before, like after she was born.
After she was born.
So I'm like, technically you're Eritrean if we're looking at like the place.
If we're looking at the lines, yeah.
But that's what I'm saying. Same thing you're saying. The borders came up and everything, lines are drawn and stuff. That's human nature with conflict. I just feel like bloodshed is inevitable. And I'll say the reason why I say bloodshed is inevitable because you're like, we shouldn't be witnessing this and stuff.
Right.
I feel like bloodshed is inevitable because not everybody you can win with words.
Right.
Some people you just have to win with war.
Right.
It might be called the inner tyrant in me or anything like that, but my thing and stuff is that you have these pieces to be moved and stuff. I tell you, I'm a gangster and a gentleman. I will always come to my gentleman side first.
Right.
I'm trying to win you with words.
Right.
But like, don't get it twisted. I will deck you in your face and stuff, whatever, if I feel like I have to protect me and mine.
Right.
So, and that's where the war will come in. It doesn't have to get to that point, but if I couldn't win you with words and you still want conflict.
Right. But then, and again, and that's why...
And that's a micro level, not even a macro.
But again, and that's why I say, like, I look at it from a perspective of you're letting the divide lines and governments. Because if without these divide lines and governments, you're not arguing with your brother. You may have conflicts, but it ain't a countrywide conflict. It's gonna be between you and your brother, and your family members you might feel different. But right now, we have people fighting on a basis that they're from a country. I'm from this country. You're from that country. Even though
this situation, yes.
Yeah. Even though our background and heritage is the same.
Yeah. I see where you're coming from, but if somebody said they're on the blue team, somebody said they're on the red team,
right?
Those things are gonna stand. Because I want to say it's just like the vote situation. Are you liberal? Are you conservative? Are you Democrat? Are you Republican and stuff like that, right?
Mm-hmm.
And people are just gonna pick a side to stand on. And some people are just diehard followers and stuff. They don't care about policies. They don't care about what's right, what's wrong. They just stand with a particular side. So if they stand with a particular side, what do you think is going to happen? Conflict.
But I'm saying though, who is giving you those sides to stand on?
Yeah, but even if you
it still goes back to your leaders. Your leaders are saying, okay, we're the blue team. So who are you standing with? You're gonna stand. If the leaders don't say this is blue or this is red,
right?
What team do you stand on?
Right, but what team? Okay, even if the governments and stuff whatever set up like this before, let's say like democracy wasn't there, we went back to the feudal lords and everything like that, right?
Right.
We're back in the feudal lords and serfs and all that type of stuff. They're still telling you like either you side with where you live, or you side with over Dessa over there.
Mm-hmm.
It's still they're giving you an ultimatum for places and stuff to stand.
It's still a leader.
So, but and that's human nature. Human nature is always going to give you a thing.
Right.
Is either you're going to stay loyal to your wife or you're going to cheat. And then there's consequences to everybody's action. That's human nature and stuff regardless. So it doesn't say we can pin it on government and all the above, but it's still individual choosing. They still have to pick. As I said, you can't fence it forever. You have to pick a side.
I think the problem is they let rulers rule for so long unchecked that nobody's checking them now, and they can't be checked now. That's how I feel.
I feel, and I'll end it on this on my side. I feel like the leaders need to be on the battlefield. The leaders need to be on the battlefield. If the leaders are on the battlefield, I bet you they talk different. You can talk tough from a bunker. Yeah. Everybody can talk tough on the internet, whatever, because they know for a fact somebody might not see him.
And isn't he out there? He out in the streets?
Who?
What's his name? The Ukrainian prime minister?
Yeah, because he has no choice now.
Like, I'm out here.
He has no choice now. But that's what I'm saying. It's not Putin crossing the lines up and going into his country. That's what I'm saying. It's when they release these Jones strikes and stuff, whatever. President's not leaving. You see Joe Biden with a gun now?
I'm wondering when it was that leaders decided that they ain't no longer gonna go into the battle and fight.
Democracy.
That's when happened. You think that's when happened? When democracy came in?
Mm-hmm. Because even like when the whole thing and stuff, let's say you're building America in like 1776.
Right.
Those fuckers is out there.
Yeah, they were out there.
The redcoats are coming. The whole powerful. They were out there. So that's what I'm saying. The more democracy and stuff was built, it's kind of like.
Didn't George Washington fight in the war too?
Of course he did. Yeah. And that's what I'm saying. When you're building everything.
Right.
When you're building everything and stuff, the democracy and stuff, when the more democracy, we start getting more entrenched into that.
Right.
That's when you're looking like you don't have to be strong enough or brave enough to run the country.
Right. It's like I said,
and it hasn't looked back since.
We say it all the time, man. It's like, yo, these leaders, they come to the table, they discuss things, and then they make a declaration of war. There's no war has started without a declaration, and we've just witnessed that. We've witnessed Putin sit down at a table and tell people, you step in, you're gonna have to answer to it, and if this don't happen, we're going to invade. And then he left the stage, went home to his comfy home, turned on his TV, ate whatever meal he ate, while Russian troops got ready to go to prepare to quite possibly lose their lives. Yeah. What do you think about the U.S. Putting forth a bill for women to be drafted?
I didn't look into that. I heard rumors and stuff for talking. I didn't see nothing viable, credible to stick to that. Yet. So I can't speak on that.
Okay. If it was true, what do you think about it?
If it was true, then they just have to go. They just have to go. They can vote against it, but that's what democracy is about. Yay or nay.
Why would they vote against it, though? I mean, they want to be everywhere else.
Who, women?
Yeah.
I feel like women want to be held until it's accountable. I've said that before.
Right.
So, I mean, if it comes to them kind of fucking up their way of life or encroaching on their way of life,
they
have something to say. That's why there's a name for like Karens, but is there a male version of Karen? We just nominated Ken. We never really chose Ken. How many Kenneths do you know to say there's Kens out there like that? Yeah. And that's what I'm saying.
I know a couple black Kens too.
I feel like it's just when it's infringing and stuff on specific people.
Yeah,
that's when they'll have the time and stuff to kind of speak about it and everything. Like, because it's kind of like the guys are like, well, okay, if we're enlisting to the draft, we're just enlisting to the draft as guys.
Right.
It didn't affect women. Mm-hmm. But now we're living a more equal type of world and everything, or moving towards equal.
Right.
Because the gender pay gap will always be an issue.
Right.
So now we get to this point, they're like, oh, they don't want to make the gender pay gap fixed, but they want to send a sister off to war. I mean, you had your time to vote against it, yay or nay.
Yeah.
You vote against it. If you don't like something and stuff, whatever, you go to the proper channels.
Knock it out.
It's the same thing with the cops.
Right.
When the cops and stuff get off from these judges and everything, you locally had a chance to vote out said judge that allowed the fuck shit.
Yeah.
But you didn't.
Yeah.
So now you're in a situation and stuff whatever. Now you want to react and do better after the fact. So I'm like, yeah, when it's infringing on to what you want to do, that's when it's a problem.
In most cases, that's when it's the problem.
Good? You good? You got Ukraine out your system? You got some more?
Well, I got it out my system, but I know it's until this baby's over, someone's gonna just give me another dose of it somewhere. Celebrities have been chiming in and shit. I'm like, y'all just let it live somewhere else and let us get on with life. Because like I said, right now, there's innocent people dying over some war-torn shit that we're not even listening to or even privy to knowing about at this moment.
I feel like after the whole, let me say this. Before the Taliban took back over Afghanistan, I was privy to a long time ago, an Afghani friend of mine
Right.
told me about why they had to flee the country, Afghanistan, like so young and stuff, like in the late 80s, early 90s. And he told me a situation where the Taliban at the time, they were going door to door to like people like, out there in farmland countries, areas, and kicking in doors. So like he comes from a family of 4. And they kicked in his door one day, excuse me. He said he didn't never forget the day. They kicked in his door. They put guns to him and his family and everything like that. And they threw him an AK and said, you got to kill your parents or we kill all of them, including his sister. And when he told me that personally, I was like, I couldn't answer that. And then he just kept crying. And they said they'll come back the next day. Right. And he better make a proper decision. So they had I think they had like 1 or 2 guys outside like that area waiting for them and stuff. And they all went out through the window and stuff and just kept running. Till they made it to somewhere and stuff, whatever. They're outside that region. Yeah. And eventually they found their way to come to Canada. Yeah. Situations and stuff in non-first world countries are kind of common to like rebel forces and stuff like this. So
I used to work with this gentleman by the name of Paul, and he told me he would tell me shit up. He's from, I believe they're from Iraq, and he, you know what I mean. He's like, because we would talk about gun violence all the time. And he said he laughed and he goes, "Yo, this is nothing." He goes, he imagined being a little schoolboy sitting in your apartment and you can see out your window rocket mortars hitting the next apartment building and not be fazed by it because you see that shit so often. It's like, wow, it's like you take it for granted because we don't see these things every day. But it's, like I'm saying, man, it's like...
What I said, it's case in point. Yeah. It's case in point. So that's the reason I'm like, am I, or a person like me, I can't get rattled from a situation and stuff like this. Right. I can understand it. Yeah. Because I have a deeper level of understanding and stuff from like, I want to say the common person. Yeah. Yeah. Right. But at the end of the day, I'm not going to be phased and stuff like that to that degree. Like, oh my gosh, I haven't posted a prayer for any country since. I think the last thing I probably posted a country for was probably like the Charlie Hebdo. And it was pray for Charlie Hebdo, then more than Paris. But the flag was just there and stuff for there. Because my thing is that I was on that note for freedom of speech. Right. I'm a podcaster now. I wasn't a podcaster then. Right. It was more in a freedom of speech thing where in the country where you have freedom of speech and then you have set individuals telling you can't talk. Right. That's what I was more standing for. Most people like, pray for Kenya, pray for this, pray for that, pray for this country, that country, all the above and everything like that. I don't stand with that because my thing and stuff is I don't live in those countries. Right. So I don't know if like this is a country issue or this is just an own isolated issue.
Yeah. And that's one thing I think people should, I wouldn't necessarily say for the pray for the country. But again, pray for the people whose way of life got uprooted and
I said at
thrown
the
around.
beginning. Said at the beginning.
Yeah. Pray
Then-
pray for them. Cause you ain't know what type of shit your country be into, bro. And that's facts.
Straight up.
That's facts. A lot of
Like
this
I
shit.
said, like me, I don't want to get into it. Like I said, you were ready for this battle. Me personally and stuff, like I've never heard nobody say, like, when Obama was doing these drone strikes and stuff like that in these places, when Obama's regime was doing these drone strikes in these other places,
Right.
these lives are captured and stuff, or these lives were taken,
Right.
pray for these children and stuff that lost his life because a school bus got hit on one of those things, whatever, you know what I'm
Right.
saying? And villages in certain spots. I ain't see that same energy. So that's why I just fall back and mind my business.
But here's the funny thing though, when stuff like that happens, a lot of times masses don't know until after the fact. Because it wasn't until
Right.
Obama left office that I found out how many places he bombed.
That's you though. But that's
But
what I'm
this
saying.
is what I'm saying. But that's what I'm saying. Like I'm saying, again, remember, apart from us, majority of the people get their information from what's given to them. So if they don't see it on the news,
But that
They're
was
not-
on the news.
every last one of them,
Not every drone strike, but that one drone
Yeah.
strike that took like 72 lives,
right,
that was on the news.
Right.
But people didn't give a fuck about
Right.
it like that.
right. But they knew about that one. That one was big. But like I said, it wasn't until after it's like, yo, when I knew how many places I was like, yeah, when did all of that happen? Because again, I was that person that was getting my information from the news. You
Mhm.
understand? So yes, they mentioned that one, but that was just one of many.
And this is just the same thing. This is just one of many things going on in the world.
Exactly.
So that's what I'm saying. You pick and choose whatever you want to feel. Because I am not here to tell nobody how to feel.
Right.
I just know for a fact that I'm still gonna do my day-to-day shit.
Oh, of course.
I know me. And I know my level of empathy and stuff like that. Do I feel bad for some people? Like I said in the beginning,
Yeah.
I did. If the internet wants to take this and clickbait it to any space, shape, or form, that's all on them. But
that's
my thing-
why I start off by saying, listen, my sympathy goes out to the people who are on the ground.
I said that in the beginning.
Yeah.
If they got this part on the internet and stuff, whatever, then they play the full podcast and hear it. That counts as 2 plays for me, so it means nothing to me.
I started off by saying it, and then I finished by saying, you may not like what I say, well, we're gonna say it anyway, and that's it. That's the Suns. Next.
Oh, finally. Final fucking lead, Smooth. Oh my gosh. Can we talk about LeBron and his son? I want to talk about fun shit. I want to talk about what the fuck was
This
going on.
is weird.
LeBron keeps control. LeBron is GM
Listen,
of the NBA.
listen, man.
I want to talk about that. You want to talk about Ukraine and Russia. The whole world's talking about that shit. I want to talk about LeBron and things.
All right, let's
LeBron made
get in
this
on LeBron.
statement. LeBron made this statement after
Right.
the All-Star
Right.
and said he wants to play with his son.
Mm-hmm.
And he said he just want to play 1 year with his son.
Right.
And then he's done.
How close is his son?
2 years, because
He's
his
2
son
years
has
away.
1 more year in high school
Right.
and 1 year in college before he's eligible
Before
and
he's
stuff,
eligible.
whatever, right?
Okay.
This man spoke like that. Whatever team, if you own Clippers, you own whatever the fuck,
Mhm.
your goal is to get Bronny.
Yeah.
Because you're going to get LeBron.
Yeah.
His goodbye tour is going to generate some fucking money, might.
Okay. So I'm glad you brought this up, right?
I tell you, follow the money.
I'm glad you brought this up, right?
Right.
Because a certain LeBron hater
Mm.
made a post about LeBron and what's his business manager's name again?
Rich Porter?
Rich Porter,
Yeah.
right? They must have been sitting in the stands talking, right?
Mm.
Dude is gonna make the comment saying how, yeah, this is what it was all about. LeBron don't give a shit about LA,
Mhm.
right?
Mhm.
He's only here to do business deals, this, that, and the third, right?
Mhm.
So, so I responded, and I'm like, and so? when LA went and signed LeBron, do you think they were giving any shits about championships? It'd be nice if they won 1 or 2, yes. But they signed him because they know he's going to bring in money.
That's it.
He's going to pack stadiums. He's going to sell jerseys. So now you want to get mad at LeBron and his agent for doing to the owners what the owners have been doing to the basketball players for years.
Yeah, because people are too free over here. People are too free over here.
I was like, you got to be kidding me.
But
Let that brother live, man, and let them make their money.
I look at where
I'm sorry, back to Bron is trying to play with his son.
yo, it was such a fucking genius move because I got wind of it from I watch my sports shows.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I got I think I'm doing my thing in the house and I hear like Stephen A going in on it and stuff. And I hear Stephen A and Kendrick Perkins and stuff going in on it. And I was like, wait, what? That was said by LeBron?
Right.
So I went to go look it up my damn stuff. And I was looking like, whichever team, you're basically gonna like any franchise in the league and stuff, whatever, right? Say, I don't know, from what I see from Bronny, he plays well.
Yeah. They're saying this is one of his better years that just passed, yeah.
But he's high schooler. What would that look like on a college level?
Right.
When this guy's and stuff averaging his size.
Right.
Right? Because he's shorter than LeBron.
Right.
Right? Then what would that look like NBA status? You know what I'm saying? I don't know if he, let's say miraculously he might be a lotto pick. If he is a lotto pick and stuff like that, hell, you can wind down like which teams and stuff is normally the shittier teams or the team got lucked up in the draft, like with the lotto moving around for the draft.
Yeah.
Where who might get who. LeBron said he don't give a fuck about money no more. Okay? He going wherever his son is going. Okay?
Yeah.
Fucking tell me a trash team right now in the league. Pick a trash team.
I haven't been watching ball lately. Who's trash?
Pick a trash team.
Well, if this is the case, I would hope that Raptors is trash at that point. Super trash. Start tanking from now. Tank.
I was like, this guy just controlled the whole fucking league in that one notion. I like, GOAT. I never really liked GM LeBron too much.
Right.
After the fucking, wasn't the heat aspect and stuff, whatever? No, that brought him ships. I want to say when he's in Cleveland before he left Cleveland. Hey, Dwayne, come over here. Hey, D Rose, come over here. Like that shit, GM LeBron's like, all right, you're doing the most.
Right.
But I'm like, this GM LeBron right here, I was like, we might as well call it the LeBron Basketball Association until he leaves then. Because I was like, what he did and stuff was like the ultimate power move.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like people, I feel like, remember when Gary Payton and stuff, whatever, like, remember Gary Payton left after like the Lakers won the ring.
Right.
And he got a ring to say he'd leave the league and stuff with the ring.
Right.
Right? I feel like people are going to start doing it, bouncing around just to say like if they can add in the piece. If they win.
Yeah.
Whatever team. Let's say he goes to Cleveland.
Yeah.
Right? If they win a ship, that's bonus.
Yeah, well, that's something.
It's just the final tour. Look at Kobe. Before Kobe left. I seen Jay-Z at these games. I seen everybody like freaking, I think Jack Nicholson and stuff, whatever. You know, he's always prime time before on Lakers.
Right.
You can barely see him.
Yeah.
I see Spike Lee leave New York to go see Kobe bye-bye. Like, the final tour is where it's at. You want to be part of that event, that moment, that monumental aspect.
What it is, man. You think LA looking at LeBron? LA looking at LeBron when LeBron is plateaued and LeBron is on his way like this, right?
Mm-hmm.
LA was never looking at championships. They say, yo, if we can squeeze 1 or 2, we're good.
He got him a ring in the bubble. That's it.
That's all they need. Whatever he want to do from now on, Bob's your uncle. We don't care.
Yeah. I laughed. I was like, no one's looking at this when everybody, I said to somebody working like, yeah, NBA now, blah, blah, blah. The All-Star game had better dunks and stuff like true. But Russia and Ukraine, I was like,
Maybe they should have had a basketball team.
So I told him
They should have had a basketball team.
I told him just buy a Putin jersey and stuff for there. Just buy a Putin
Just buy
like basketball.
a Putin
Yeah,
basketball
get like,
jersey.
Yeah, get like a basketball jersey with like a little Russian flag on it, Russian colors.
I wonder if Putin can hoop.
Putin can do everything.
That's what I'm saying. You know what I mean? So I gotta wonder if he can hoop. Cause I seen this motherfucker do everything.
Everything. Okay, don't you disrespect that leader over there. All right.
That nigga look like he do sharks fishing with like a spear or something. He jump in the water like Aquaman.
Everything. Everything. It's like what won't Putin do? That's what it is.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
What won't Putin do?
You gotta be probably do like a reality TV. What won't Putin do? And he'd just be out there doing everything.
Everything.
Yeah.
Everything.
Yeah.
But he's laughing. I want to say probably the richest world leader, let's say, on this side of the world that we've had was probably Donald Trump. Right?
Yeah, yeah.
And on that side of the world over there, it's always Putin.
It's Putin.
Billionaire.
Yeah.
Billionaire. Billions.
They say you do. They say you do. You have no idea his.
Yeah.
You just know it's in the billions.
Yeah. His net worth in the
billions.
I think what I seen is an estimated 20 billion plus.
20 billion plus.
So I said 20 billion plus. I'm like, that's not a world leader. That's a god. That's a god. It's a god. Yo, GAWD.
You're just leading
It's
the
a
world
god.
on your part-time. That's your part-time job.
Yeah. Because you're just bored in
You're
between
bored.
shit.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I wanted to talk to you about some shit. How do you feel about someone getting ahead of you, knowing that they didn't pay their dues? So let's say, let's use a podcast as an example.
Mhm.
We'll just use the podcast and stuff for that, but it's in general though. So let's say, for example, somebody else,
Right.
start up a podcast.
Yeah.
Their shit takes off like wildfire compared to our shit.
Yeah.
We're basically talking about the same kind of topics and ranges and all the above. How do you feel about them?
More power to them. I wouldn't feel anyway. Yo, I clap, man. I clap for their success. You know what I mean? Because it's not an easy road, right? But if you get instant success like that, there's got to be something about you.
Now, what if your name can just get you through the door? So, while I was switching up and stuff, where Godfrey, the comedian,
Right.
had a show in Atlanta.
Right.
T.I., the rapper,
Right.
just started to do comedy.
Right.
The headliner as a comedian show, I guess in the unwritten language and stuff for comedians,
Right.
ends the show.
Right.
They put T.I. on after Godfrey.
Well, it was Godfrey's show.
It was Godfrey's show.
Okay.
And they put T.I. on after Godfrey.
Hmm.
And he might have a few cheers and laughs and all the above, but Godfrey's felt the type of way about it.
Right.
And Godfrey was saying, like, in the world of comedians and stuff, or, comics,
Yeah.
like, yeah, that doesn't get down. But because we're in Atlanta,
Yeah.
and they thought, since T.I.'s name is known, he's now just bypassed, like, so much red tape where other people had to work and pay their dues for.
Right. So okay. See,
That's why I said it in general for the topic.
Yeah.
But I just gave the podcast as an example. But
Yeah.
across the board, go ahead.
So what I would say to that then is that people are basing. He's put in his dues, but not for comics.
Correct. He's only been doing stand-up for a month.
Right. So,
And Godfrey's been doing it for over 20 years.
Right. But now you got to look at it from the standpoint of the people on the show, right? Because they're going to have that Los Angeles Lakers mentality, right? Between Godfrey and T.I. in Atlanta, who's going to be the bigger draw?
T.I.,
right? So they're looking, even though it's wrong, it seems to me like that's purely an economical decision.
I feel like they could have put T.I. early.
They could have put T.I. early, and I don't know why they wouldn't.
So if you don't put him early, why let him end after Godfrey done did his set?
You know what? It could have been a request from T.I. T.I. could have probably said, yo, I ain't doing this shit unless you put me last. So if T.I. is still your big draw and he puts that request on you, what do? Do you say, nah, fuck you, don't do my show then? You're not going to say that. You're going to say, okay, I'm going to put you last because he's your draw.
Okay, so you're saying the earnest is on the establishment.
Yeah.
And not the person. So, okay, I'll switch it again.
Right.
Kylie Jenner, with her makeup and cosmetics line and stuff, right? You've heard of Bobby Brown. Bobby Brown's been doing her thing and stuff for decades.
Right.
And eons and everything like that. And I want to say before the Rihanna thing took off, I don't want to look at Rihanna yet, but I want to say like Kylie Jenner, people felt the type of way and stuff with Kylie Jenner being, I guess, labeled as a billionaire from her cosmetics world.
Right.
Because they're looking like, oh, you only got a leg up because of the Kardashian name. And then they try to trace back on the roots of the Kardashian and stuff and everything like that. She didn't pay her dues.
Right.
See, people are focused, I feel like people are focused on like the dues aspect and stuff from like, your name got you to where you are. It's not really what you did in that realm.
Yeah.
Right? Because even like with T.I., he doesn't do podcasts no more. The Stupidity, whatever the name was and everything like that, that's dead.
Done.
That's done.
Okay.
So my thing is stuff, I feel like he's just trying new revenues. Hell, this COVID.
Yeah,
we talked about this.
yeah.
COVID, everybody's trying to think.
Yeah.
Trying to think. See what works and stuff for them, right? I feel like for me, I care about paying dues. The reason why is because for me, what I've witnessed and stuff is that along the way, whatever I'm doing, people will always try to reference to me about people who done paved the way for me.
Right.
So say like, for example, like when it comes to podcasting, people are like, oh, you got a podcast. And say they don't listen to podcast stuff, whatever. They're like, I know the Joe Rogan experience. So let you know, Joe Rogan paved the way for your ass to be where you need to be. Right. So it's kind of like constant steps and stuff where I'm saying like, I'm not going to be like one of those spoiled ass kids and say like, well, why do I get the damn, if I paid my dues when y'all ain't say shit to this person and stuff, whatever. But it's kind of like, are we keeping the same energy or is it equal across the board or we're not giving a fuck about dues? Come back to part of the thing.
Right.
Care about who did it the first. We care about who did it the best. I might do it the best. I might do it better than fucking Joe Rogan.
Yeah, you might.
But he did it first and he paved the way and stuff like that. Then what? Then my shit take off and everything like that. That guy, he's shitting on Joe Rogan. The fuck is wrong with that big forehead ass? Oh, the forehead. Got it covered up because I got the hat on. But yeah. You know?
Little. I know. Okay, so with Kylie and the whole makeup realm, right? Obviously, the shit sells because her name's attached to it, right? But I think also though, because the quality of the product itself is why she's a $1 billion industry.
See, I thought that too, but that wasn't the case. It was just the namesake. Because even like,
so is the makeup totally shit? Is the makeup shit?
It's not totally shit, but what's the difference between that and Maybelline? And Maybelline is stuff you can buy from like pharmacy, like a drugstore and stuff like that, right?
Right.
The palettes and the colors and all that type of stuff is still range and stuff. Not. See, Rihanna shit blew the fuck up because Rihanna came in with different shades. And multiple shades.
Right.
So Kylie just kind of put her name on some things.
Yeah.
Rihanna legit like went through and made like color shades and stuff for them to kind of work. So that's why.
But what did Kylie put her? See, and that's the other thing, right? Like Kylie, yes, it's the brand, but her brand is it's a face based on something that was probably already established, right? So if that is an already established brand, I'm pretty sure it's a high quality brand, right? So as long as you buy this shit, right? And it's as good as anything else out there, you're probably gonna, if you're already a Kylie Jenner fan, you're probably gonna just continue to support her shit and express about it to the moon, making more people want to find out and buy it. And as long as, like I said, as long as the shit is good,
Well, most of it is based the same. It's just
Right.
the labeling thing and stuff when it gets exported out from China.
That's it. That's it.
That's it.
So it's, as long as it's good, you're just gonna stick with what you know, even though it's comparable to everything else, right?
But I think they're buying it for the name.
Yeah,
And that's what I'm saying. It's not really it's the name and it's whatever.
No, but I'm saying the quality still has to be there, because you can buy it for the name, but if you put it on and it irritates your face or it makes you look like shit, you're not gonna buy it again.
Yeah, but I think that's what I said. Like, if you remove labels,
Right.
and you gave a woman like the 2 palettes, identical to say one is Kylie's and one is Maybelline.
Yeah.
Right? They couldn't tell you which is which.
No, they can't.
Exactly.
They can't.
So that's what I'm saying. Like, if the thing and stuff is just the logo thing. It's like the factory shit when it comes to clothes and all that type of stuff.
Right.
Like, I seen a wild ass dude online. Man had a 5-in-1 jacket. You seen it? It was like Montclair, Gucci, North Face. It's a lot going on it. But it's made in one place.
Right.
Just different labels get slapped on these things.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, it's the name that kind of gets through. So, like, the T.I. name just gave him an extra leg up and stuff over somebody who's been doing it for so long.
And like I said, it may not even be the name that gave him the leg up. Well, yeah. The name gave him the leg up, but it may not be even for the sake of comedy. Like I said, it could have just simply happened to the fact that the owner of the venue knows that T.I. is the main attraction. T.I. is the big draw, right? But T.I. is not the main comedian, right? So you're saying
T.I. wasn't even headlined.
But that's what I'm saying. So you're saying to yourself, okay, you know what? I'm going to throw T.I. in here, and here, and then my main comedian, who's Godfrey, he may not be the big draw, but he is the main comedian. He's gonna go last, right? So then you say, okay, all right, months ahead, you get everything all organized and so forth. Like, you call up T.I. and you say, okay, T.I., I got you slated from here, here, and here. Then T.I. starts feeling himself. What you mean you got me slated here and here? You know who the fuck I am? I'm T.I. This is Atlanta.
Right.
I better be closing the show or forget it. If you already gave T.I. a down payment and know that he is the actual draw to the show.
If only, but they didn't. It was a drop-in because comedians do a normal drop-in.
Right.
And this is a comedy place. It's not like a place they turn into a comedy place.
Okay, so he wasn't even on the bill, period.
No, he wasn't on the bill.
Well, then that's a different story altogether.
He wasn't on the bill, period. But like I said, it's just the name.
It's a different story altogether.
But that's what I'm saying. It's just the name that just got him there and stuff, whatever, and just got him to even close out after Godfrey already thought he closed out.
Right. Okay, well then Godfrey have all right to be pissed. I thought it was a show that was just planned. And
but comedians do it all the time because like there's a spot in New York and stuff, whatever, right?
Yeah.
I think it's called a Comedy Cellar. And a Comedy Cellar and stuff, like a basic night, minimum and stuff, like say on a Tuesday, would be $25 to get into the comedy thing.
Right.
Because you have so many people doing drop-ins. So you have your regular people doing these sets, these amateurs or people trying to start up and stuff in the comedy world and everything, but they're like, hey, Chris Rock's supposed to be coming through.
Right.
So we got you to close before, but we're like, in any case, Chris Rock he calls, say he's gonna come and do a drop-in and stuff. We'll have him go before you.
Right.
Or they might just tell you like, you know what, you ain't got enough like weight on you.
Right.
So we're just gonna like, move your shit first and then let Chris Rock just kind of end it and just be a special guest type of logo type of thing. Cause this is all last minute.
Yeah.
This is all last minute.
Okay,
but then that's what I'm saying. It's the weight of the name Chris Rock itself will outbeat that type of stuff. But that's what I'm saying. The weight of Godfrey and stuff, whatever, this is comedy. This is his realm. 20 years plus.
Yeah.
That should be enough. But then when you drop T.I. in and stuff, the last minute thing, a drop in who doesn't have backing in this comedy realm should have went in earlier.
Yeah. No, but at the beginning, I thought it was like a planned show. Like so and so these guys are on the bill, and T.I. was just one of the people. I didn't realize he just dropped in, and then the motherfucker said, "You go last." Nah. I'd be peeved about that too.
Yeah.
I'd be peeved about that too. Now, if T.I. started doing comedy and he's doing a one-man show and he's killing it and he blows up and I'm happy for dude.
then we can debate.
I'm happy for dude.
Yeah, then we can debate and say like, okay, the name T.I., yes, is blowing up like wildfire and everything like that.
Yeah.
Because he already had this world and he's crossing over to this world.
Right.
So we know he's gonna bring the bucks.
Right.
So then this is when you say to Godfrey, like, yo, all right, this is the scenario now. He's been doing it. But if it's only a month in.
Nah, a month in, nah. Yeah.
All right. Let's get to the question of the week.
Question of the week.
What did you think that was normal growing up, but actually wasn't?
I think it was normal growing up, but actually wasn't.
So I have a friend.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, before I tell you mine, I have a friend.
Right.
We had a conversation, and it was the wildest thing in the world. Now, he's Chinese.
Okay.
He's from China.
Yeah.
We had a conversation about something about kids and babies or some shit like that, right? How the conversation went. I just know it got derailed at this particular point. So the man, I was saying stuff like proud moments when I realized, like when I seen an ultrasound, my son's dick was just kind of flapping in there. I'm like, you got a big dick? It's like, daddy. I was proud moment, proud parent, proud dad moment.
Proud dad moment.
And everything like that. Then he says, he's like, his auntie used to say that to him when he was little and everything. She's like, oh, because like he used to walk around, like I guess in China, kids
walk around naked
and everything like that. She's like, oh, come here, let me play with your dick. I'm like, your auntie playing with your dick? He's like, yeah, that's normal. No, it's not. No, it's not. Not on this side of the world. It is.
Nah.
It's called a pedophile. We filed that fucker into jail around these parts. So now my thing,
right?
What I thought was normal, but it wasn't, was we call a lot of non-family members OGs, like aunts and uncles, when they're not really fucking family.
Yeah.
So now when aunt and uncle, aunt and uncle come by or whatever and everything like that, and they're like, oh, you should talk to my daughter. All right, we're cousins. Like it's in Jamaica, it's family around. Ew. That's fucking nasty. Oh, well, you guys are technically not whatever. I'm like, but you grew me up to thinking that this fucker was actually part of the family.
Yeah.
I'm not seeing that.
I could have smashed her how long ago?
Long time ago. So as I said, the floor is yours, monsieur.
When I was a young lad, going to church, I used to think communion was snack time.
I did too.
When they would come around with the crackers,
I did too, with the crackers and juice.
I just thought it was snack time.
You're not the only one. I actually thought that too, and that's why I used to think like certain churches was whack because remember communion was like the first week, the first Sunday of the month, and I'm looking like this shit don't even give you no juice and crackers, man. Fuck this place. I ain't coming to this shit.
I think I got that notion because my mom would just give it to me. She can't eat this. I drink this. And I just thought, okay, shit, this break, service running a little bit long. They know nigga hungry, so they're gonna give me this crackers, give me this grape juice to drink. Boy, was I wrong.
Oh, to be young again. Where shit can just go over your head, and as an adult, you gotta correct the shit like, damn. You mean to tell me I thought I was just coming to good times at church? Yeah, you're right. All right, man. Let's get to the Ask the Sons.
Ask the Sons.
First Ask the Sons come from Kurt Picard. You are a captain.
You a captain.
What black market sales did you have in school? So, in my school, motherfuckers sold everything. Yeah, I think the illest thing I seen somebody sell, I was in middle school. I think that's when color prints start slapping off, whatever. So I was like 96, 97 time.
Right.
This dude was selling porno pictures. He would print off porno photos and shit like that off his PC and sell like a little bootleg folder.
Yeah.
With like all these big porno photos and stuff like that. He'll ask you like, what are you like, lesbians?
He got it all?
He had that. I don't know if he had that. He had a passcode, the username, and some shit, but he had it all. This guy was back. I'm like, what y'all selling over here? I'm like, porn pics. Like, you'll sell a folder for like, let's say 25 photos.
Yeah.
Or something like that for like print offs for like $5. And I knew guys sell gum. I knew guys sell like juice and candies and small shit like out of their knapsack. Yeah. But porno icon, I don't want to call you out by your name, but let's go by the middle school. If you're the same grade level as Marv, I graduated. Let's say my graduation class was 03. Yeah. If you went to Walter C. Young Middle School and you had a bald head, you had a bald head in middle school, and we went to the same middle school, props to you, my guy. All right.
So mine is almost similar along the lines. Mm-hmm. And shout out to my guy.
Okay.
Because from high school to the hood, you saved a lot of brothers. I used to have this one friend. Mm-hmm. He would go to all the medical clinics and clean out the condom sections.
And sell them.
And walk around and yell out, 4 for $1, make her holler.
When?
4 for $1, make her holler.
And you expect us to go back to feudal lords and serfs when the capitalist society's out here thriving?
Can't happen, bro.
Relax yourself.
Can't happen, bro.
Okay. Next question comes from Devil May Cry. What candy is better in the garbage than eating it, and why? Candy. Yo, there's like the 4 horsemen of candies and stuff I don't really get. I don't get candy corn.
Candy corn? Okay,
candy corn is fucking...
Candy corn is there.
I made a note of it and stuff in an argument one day.
Right.
I said one day I was going to argue about it on a podcast, but I guess today might be that day.
What is candy corn?
Devil shit.
Is it actual corn? Is it actual corn?
I think it might be the corn syrup.
Corn syrup, okay.
I think it might be corn syrup and stuff there. But other than that
makes sense.
I think the candy that doesn't make sense to me is Twizzlers. What the fuck does red Twizzlers taste like?
What does red Twizzlers taste like?
Trash! Belongs in the garbage. At least black has that licoricey kind of...
Listen, man. You know what candy deserves to be in the garbage? That one that only shows up during Halloween time in the little yellow orange wrapper, and it has all the black little Halloween symbols on. You got the black cat, the little black cat, it's the witch riding on the broom.
But which one is that though?
Nah, it's just it only comes out during a Halloween. It's a Halloween candy. I don't even know if it has a name. I just call it the damn Halloween candy.
Googling to find it and show me later. But that's my thing and stuff is that like I see them decorate Reese's cups like that.
Yeah,
I see them decorate and stuff for like even I don't say Sour Patch Kids, but I want to say it's something similar to like a Sour Patch Kid and stuff where it's covered with the sugar, but it's sour and it's in a package like a...
This candy, I can't even tell you because it's been so long that I haven't... Like, it's one of the first candies that, when you search your bag and the candy switch to throw out, it's the first ones I throw out.
I thought of candy corn.
You thought of candy corn?
Candy corn is shit to me.
I don't even remember getting candy corn.
I got candy corn like...
That must be a U.S. thing, bro.
Yeah, possibly. Candy corn is the most trifling thing I've seen in my life. Oh my gosh. Anytime I see candy...
Those 2 words don't even go together.
Candy corn. Right? Corn. But it's normal that they throw some shit that don't go together and stuff, whatever, and they make it to work.
Yeah.
I like fruit. I like cake. I don't like fruit cake.
Nah, me neither.
You know what I'm saying? So I was like, nah.
Actually, you know what? I won't say that I don't like fruit cake. I hate currants.
You hate what?
Currants.
Oh, the black currants?
Yeah. The black currants, the red currants, anything currants, I hate.
Fuck that. I don't like, no, because if you give me an Easter bun, and that bitch have too much of those fruits and stuff in it, I don't want it.
Well, that's the currants.
The red ones?
Yes, that's currants
and they just dye it in different colors?
It's currants.
I ain't fucking with that. Yeah. Keep the fruit away from my cake.
I just need buns.
All right. The last question comes from Mortal JK.
Mortal JK. You last question, you get the gun fingers.
If you were to line up all your exes, what would they have in common? That's a fucking great question. If you were to line up all your exes, what would they have in common?
That's a really good question.
That they don't like Marvin.
Yeah, at this point. At this point, they probably think that I'm an ass.
You know what? You know what it is? I think what they might have in common, like, I don't really And I say it too. I don't have a type.
I don't. Me neither.
I don't have a type of stuff, whatever, right? But I just know for a fact that, like, see, because I have ex-girlfriends that are dark skinned. I have ex-girlfriends and stuff that are not black. So I've dated outside the race and stuff and everything like that too. So I can't, like, if anything, if I say they have anything in common, they probably like music. Like they were like, I want to say, but I'm everywhere though.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do that party in the EDM party, whatever, a top 40, a reggae, a hip hop, R&B, a old school. So I'm saying, like, it's music and they don't like more.
I can't even think of. I'm trying to think of all my exes, and I can't even think of one thing that they might have in common.
Do they have titties?
They got titties, yeah.
They all have big titties. So then,
No.
Oh, okay.
No.
Because I had a few girls that had, like, bee stings.
Yeah.
Just a little, two little nipples.
like physical, like physical attributes. Yes, there's some stuff that I like, but it's not a deciding factor for me to date anybody with.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Because I date, like, I like girls with big ass, but I had 2 girlfriends that didn't really have poke out booties.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah.
That's a good question, though.
It is. And you know what the funny thing is? Quite honest. I think anytime I'm meeting somebody new, I'm trying to make sure it's different from the last person. That could possibly be why they don't have any similarities.
So, okay, look-wise or, like, personality-wise?
Just personality-wise. And it's not that I'm attempting to look for it.
Mm.
I think I'm always attracted to something different or something new. I think that's what it is for me.
So you're attracted to something new.
Or something that's just different, something I haven't experienced before.
So you don't like things that's similar?
I wouldn't say I don't like things that are similar, but I think I tend to more look for new experiences.
So if you met a chick, you were single now, you met a chick and she said, have you ever sacrificed a goat in the bedroom? You're like, ooh, you're into that now?
I'd be like, that's some different shit. I've never tried it before.
But you're up for it.
You might have to go that one alone.
Oh, now we draw lines in the sand. Now we want to divvy the country up now.
I ain't talking about all experiences.
But that's what I'm saying. So I'm like, yo,
no, but I like new experiences though.
That's a new experience. Have you ever been with a woman who sacrificed a goat before you start fucking?
I don't like all new experiences. I like new experiences. When you gonna sacrifice? You going in?
Who, me? I never said that.
Off the chicken head. You going?
I never said that. No.
But you don't like new experiences?
No.
No.
I like to know what I know.
You like to know what you know, and that's it.
Why? Because a new experience, chicken stuff would be like, come here, Kanye, and then put a finger in your butt. Yeah. I'm like, no, I'm not into that new experience.
Okay, what if? Right? What if? Okay, for instance, right?
Mm-hmm.
Last week we talked about going into one of those skydive places where they blow the air up on you and you, right?
Right.
You've never done that before, right?
Right.
I've never done that before, right?
Right.
What if you met a girl who's into that? Wouldn't you like that experience?
To an extent, because my thing and stuff is that it's going to sound cliche.
Right.
I don't expect that person to bring me the happiness. So what I mean by that and stuff is that if you and I already discussed it, if this person recommends it, it has to be all 3 of us to be like, yo, Smooth, I'm dating Tata Lalicious.
Right.
And she's about this life and stuff already. Yeah. Come with us to get this experience. If you and I already made the declaration and stuff, like something we want to try, I'd rather have the experience with you.
Right.
First.
Okay.
And then, if anything, that be that. Okay. So as I'm saying, like, if I hear some weird shit, like some like bedroom stuff, whatever, and everything, I'm not trying to have no experience with you like that. Whatever.
Hope not.
No. But like, if she's saying like, she want to go upside down and stuff on the back, like her back on the couch, and she want to pee, and then she wants my head to go over it, like, see if the pee go over my head like a rainbow or some shit like that. I'm looking like, yeah, I'm not the one for that. Like, that sounds action-packed, but you need R. Kelly for that. Like, I'm not for some type of new experiences because, see, the thing and stuff is that I always say when you meet somebody, find out their freak factor. Mm-hmm. Because my freak factor and stuff in my world might be a 10.
Right.
And to that person's world might be a fucking 6. Whatever, right?
Yeah.
Because as I'm saying, like, one woman said, like, she said to me, she's like, yo, so you never, what she said, she said, you've never been knuckled by getting head? I'm like, what do you mean knuckled? Where are you putting your knuckles on my thigh? She's like, no, like,
fucking guy.
like taking your this finger
Listen.
and just doing this. I'm like getting head. I said, no, thank you.
Listen. I said new experiences. We have to.
I haven't
we have
experienced
to understand with the king of perverts over.
You're damn right.
Right. My new experience could be as simple as she's taking me lawn bowling. I've never been lawn bowling.
Exactly.
That's a new experience.
Exactly. So that's what I'm saying. We are not the same.
I'm not trying to get no knuckles in my ass.
Yeah. She wants to give rubber knuckle by your ass while she giving you head.
I like new experiences.
Yeah.
They're not always gonna be so adventurous and wild, Marv. They're not always gonna be so adventurous.
Well, I'm drawing my lines and stuff to let you know, like, hey, hey, I'm not the one. I'm not the one.
You want to be on knuckle booty?
No.
Nah.
Because I don't know how I'm going to live with myself and stuff after that, whatever. When I hear, like, I'm listening to Master P and shit, whatever. Who do you? Buckle up, knuckle up. I'm not going to sing the song the same no more.
No,
I'm going to sing it like I'm listening to the crying game.
Whisper that part.
Yeah.
And look to the words. Look to the sky.
Knuckle. Like, you okay? I'm still a man. You know, you talk about my experience like a battered man. You've been through some trauma and shit like that. Whatever. I'm still a man. What are you talking about? The song's a good song. Yeah. Now you want to deflect and shit. Now you need therapy. No, thank you. No, thank you.
Not having it.
Not having it. All right, man. We are at the end. This is it, like a Michael Jackson song. So say the Suns this week.
So says it.
So say the Suns this week says, if you keep paying attention to the files, you'll lose focus on the shit they're in. So say the Suns.
Oh, did I misprint that?
I think you did.
No. That's right. Flies. You
to
read
the
it wrong.
flies. Oh, if you pay attention to the flies, you lose focus on the shit they're in. Explain that now. Let's hear this.
Well, it's just like, I mean, we talk about this all the time, so I'm just rephrasing it. You go to the circus, right? The ringmaster captures all your attention, right? But while you're paying attention to the ringmaster, there's so much shit happening behind the scenes that you're not paying attention to, right? So then I remixed it into today's times because, again, we're looking at a situation where, for instance, right? War and fighting.
We're back on
Those are the flies.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
But the shit, that's the money. What people are not paying attention to when we say follow the money.
Mm-hmm.
People know that there's money involved, but they're too busy watching it. They're so interested in watching the flies fly.
I agree. I agree. I always
put a spin on it because you always have some interesting. Put a spin on it.
Well, no, because the thing is stuff is that a lot of times we don't want people to focus on the shit. We don't want people to focus on this shit. Like I want to say, okay, a platform like ours, we try to let people hone in on it, right?
Right.
But okay, right now we're in the niche market in the world. We're not like a household name where it's kind of like the media is letting you live world without focusing on the shit. But here we are giving you letting you know to focus on the shit. So if you really want to focus on the shit or you really want to learn more, you put in your own, I want to say, extra step.
Right.
To take it, go the little distance, to be informed, to be privy and everything like that. But a lot of people and stuff, we live in a world where critical thinking has kind of been removed. So, I mean, people don't think for themselves no more. People don't look at where the money is and stuff or that. They're just looking like they're fed this. Yeah. You're supposed to have empathy. Yeah. And you're like, oh my gosh, I can't believe it. So
I'm starting to wonder if critical thinking is still a course. If it's even still a course that you can take.
You probably have to look it up and pertain to schools. I don't think it is. I think that
because I mean, and I'm far removed, but I remember when I was in critical thinking was a course.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Critical thinking was a course and stuff. And I don't believe it is still present today. I think it's one of those courses where they felt like, no, why? If you can control the masses, do you want that many freedom fighters or that many rebels and stuff for that to kind of rise up against the machine?
Nah.
Or you just want people that just fall into suit in the rat race? Focus on the shit. Don't forget the flush.
I heard this one conversation where they're asking if we think it's time to change how the educational system is set up. What the speaker was saying was, school came in a time where America was heading into its industry age, right? So school itself, if we look at the basis of school, what he's saying was, it wasn't about anything other than to train people how to be factory workers. You clock in at a certain time, you clock out at a certain time, you sit in a uniform aisle like everybody else, and you're told to do everything, right? You come out with that education. Because now that we're departing from that whole manufacturing industry where people are doing it and it's more becoming a machine task, are we still training people to come out of high school to go into these workplace jobs, or are we now, what are we now going to train them to do? Because maybe you might have to bring back a course like critical thinking. What are, if they're saying in the next 20 years from now, majority of the jobs are going to be either automated or to the point where it's the human interactivity is less, and you have less people in the working field. What are these people now going to do? They spit around the basic income, because they're saying a lot of people won't be working, right? But they still gotta survive. So,
but these machines need people to maintenance.
Yeah, but how many maintenance guys do you really need? I was watching this one with the automated trucks. This lady, right? She was a truck driver for 20 odd years, right? At her time of retirement, they said, no, we got a job for you. Her job now is to sit inside these automated trucks and make sure they do what they do.
Get to point A to point B.
Right, get to point A.
And she's offloading.
And she's no, she's not even offloading. All she's doing, she's just sitting in the cab and just making sure like whatever is automated is doing what it's supposed to do, right? So she says she's got that job for maybe a year or two to make sure the system is in place, right? But she says once she's done that job, it'll probably just be one of her who fills that role. Whereas umpteen amount of truck drivers are now out of place, out of work, right? So there are still going to be people who still have to do all the regular maintenance jobs of the machines,
right,
making sure the programming and it's all this, that, and the third. But it's not going to be a position where many can fill.
No, most jobs, it's not a position where many can fill.
Right.
I think that's where the world of stuff always has been like that. I think people they've been overhyped, or they've been sold the dream that like everybody can be a doctor, everybody can be a lawyer, everybody, not everybody can do those type of things.
Right.
My thing is stuff is there's always going to be maintenance and stuff, whatever. One, and there's going to be, I want to say mirror companies. So you have the originator. Let's say the originator is called Smooth 3000.
Right.
Right. And then you're going to have a Not Your Average kind of spin-off to it and all these other places and stuff, whatever. So if Smooth 3000 had me employed there, there's going to be other ones in the other companies and stuff like that. That's there. That's one.
Right.
Two, even if you hire somebody contract and stuff to go around and fixing all those type of things, what if all three of those companies and stuff had the same issue that one day? You still need the bodies.
Right.
You're still gonna need that person and stuff. 3, motherfuckers thought Jetson cars are gonna be here and stuff, whatever, in like 2000.
Yeah.
So the 20-year mark and stuff when it comes to technology, right now, all that shit gets pushed to the side and stuff in my world. Because my thing and stuff is that until we get to this point, that's when.
Right.
Like who was it? Somebody said, fucking the World War III thing, and I thought about it before the invasion. They said, I don't know what kind of weapons. I can't remember. I want to say, probably Einstein said it. I don't know what kind of weapons World War III might use.
Right.
But I do know World War IV would have sticks and stones to fight with. Meaning, we have all this kind of technology here, but we're not honed in onto a particular thing. Right. When we're honed in on a particular thing, we get to the next mark. Vaccines. We don't know what the fuck this shit is and stuff, this virus and stuff going on. Let us all hone in to make this vaccine thing. Now, everybody and their granny has a version of the vaccine. Right. Once they're honed in on the focus and stuff, the whole world's not focused in on truck driving industry. Right. Or automated cars and stuff, whatever yet. Right. It's honed in on different type of areas. Right. So it's going to take more longer than 20 years and stuff for it to get to specific points. Why are we not having flying cars yet? The concept's been here since 70s, 80s? What is it? Jetsons, 60s?
60s?
Because I know New York used to have those things and stuff back in the day, the World of Tomorrow. Like it used to be like in the New York Metropolitan, they used to have that fair, the World Fair.
That's what the World Expos used to be.
Yeah, the World Expos. That's what it is, my bad. The World Expos and stuff like that. And they would tell you like, oh, the cars will be flying. And all they but we haven't got to these points yet. When you get to the bridge, cross it. Right. Because other than that, it'll leave you into that type of realm and stuff of like the conspiracy theory people who don't move. Okay. So the people and stuff who have the train of thought to say like, all right, this is a possibility this might happen. How can I capitalize on it? Or how can I benefit it? Or how can I make this work for me? Right. And then you have other people and stuff like, it's gonna happen, bro. 30 years later. Don't worry, bro, it's gonna happen. They're about like 90 years old. It happened. I fucking knew it. I said it since I was little. Bitch, you called for it like when you were 18. You're 91. You about to kick the bucket and stuff if you fart too hard. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. You have the doers and the watchers. Right. And I feel like a lot of the watchers and stuff are just thinking that everything and stuff is going to be not accessible and stuff. So we still need textile people. We still need there's other realms and stuff, whatever. Not everybody's going to be a doctor. Right. You could be a dentist. You could be a pharmacist. Right. You could be other things. You don't have to make it to the doctor thing. Not everybody's going to be a lawyer. You could be a law clerk. You could be a stenographer. You could be a police officer. Right. But people just limit themselves on the resources. That's my issue and stuff with that. And I'm always afraid of stuff like when you sell yourself short from resources and everything, you don't give yourself time to be great.
Well said.
Well, again, we're here.
Love y'all.
Once again, folks, thank you for listening to the Podical Sons. Remember the difference between genius and stupidity is that genius has its limits. Thoughts and prayers to all the people going through some things in the world, across the world. Heal the world, make it a better place. Make it a better place for you and for me and the entire human race. Mike Jackson.
I feel like I need to move side by side. You got my line right now.
Heal the world, make it a better place for you and for me.
I don't mean to cut you, but some of them singers, they should know.
Yeah. We can agree on that one. See, now we're back. We're united again. Peace and love, y'all.
The Podical Sons with Not Your Average Joseph and Sofa King Marvelous.